Hey there, YouTube fam. Thanks for coming back to my channel. I am going to be taking y'all through another day because, as I stated, I'm going to be doing more vlogs once a week so that I can just show what it's like to be a corporate event planner and help y'all learn through my process of rebuilding my event business after the pandemic. So today I'm going to be sharing with y'all like different breakthroughs that I've had that really changed my life. I had to shift my mindset, so I'm going to just bring y'all along with my day and share with you some breakthroughs that I had to have in order to realize like that might have helped you in the last year or two, but it's time to get back down to business. So for those of you new to my channel, my name is Jesse. I am a corporate event planner. I've had my own business now for over 10 years, and I'm super excited to have you come along with me on Green Eyed Ambition platform, where I help give you tips on how to grow and expand your food and event business. All right, so now I'm about to go ahead and finish writing out the rest of my strategy that I had to send to my business coach so that I am on track, so that I'm in integrity with my actual commitments. Well, I was able to update all of my goal sheets for third quarter. I did a video about that last week, so if you haven't, I'll make sure I put a link here so that you can actually go check that out. But I was aiming to print it up because I wanted to have all of my goals and strategies like printed out and just have them on my wall, so I have like that daily reminder, but our printer isn't working here. So I'm just going to go to Kinko's maybe before I go to boot camp so I can print up my documents. So I'm going to try to print up my documents before I go to boot camp. But one of the things that I really got present to is that the last couple of years have been so hard on me mentally, and how I was processing everything. And how I was processing everything was just really in survival mode, because I'm super grateful that I had several months of savings saved up for my company as a buffer. No one really expected that the pandemic was going to last as long as it did, but hey, it did, so what are you going to do about that? So one of the things I realized is that because I was so focused on survival, that I was not being creative. I actually was extremely exhausted a year into it because I was always shifting, that pivot word. So I was pivoting so much, but with me pivoting, I was just completely drained. What I found myself doing was, because I wasn't able to take the time to plan. Like, I love having strategies before the beginning of the year, and that's what I often talk to my coaching clients about, is that you have to have a strategy when you're doing what you're going to be doing, because if not, you're always just going to be reactive to everything. And we all were just having to be reactive, and we kept hearing about pivot, pivot, pivot. And very disheartening was that whenever I came up with an idea to pivot, then we had to shut down, or my clients had to start canceling events again. So I wasn't being as creative as I possibly could with what I usually would do. I want to share that because I have a feeling that some people are watching this that have been in business for over a couple of years or pre-pandemic, and you had any level of success. You probably found yourself in that same position where you had events and they got canceled, or those of you that may not have had a solid business before the pandemic, but then you got a surge, so then you were having to adjust to a new surge, where those of us that usually were busy and growing, we were experiencing something totally different. And of course, every industry is going to be different. I always like to share from the food and event space and how we are being affected. I found myself so drained. My creativity was gone. I just could not come up with any more ideas. And it wasn't because not wanting to, I was discouraged. Like, let's be honest, I was extremely discouraged. My company was well on track to crossing a $500,000 mark going into 2020. I was super fired up about all the great things that were going on with my company, and then just to see everything completely fall out from underneath me, it left me in a space where I was processing all the things that the normal everyday person was processing from the pandemic, plus all of that I had to actually endure as a business owner, and seeing my baby just kind of like fall apart. So I just found myself super discouraged. But the good thing about it is that even with all that's going on, I learned so much during this time period. I just started this channel. I started really tapping into helping others and still doing some business on the side. And I'm happy to say that we just crushed our second quarter goals, and looks like we're back on track for what we were aiming to do for 2020. I wanted to have this conversation on this topic because my business coach a couple of weeks ago had said to me, Jesse, we really have to start shifting you from how you were dealing with the pandemic to how you're going to have your business set up as things are starting to open back up and we're crushing our goals. So I thought this video will be really helpful for anyone that's looking to understand what are some key things that you have to be able to shift in your mindset to get from any traumas, any challenges that you may have had in your business, and using them to have a solid foundation going forward into your upcoming months, your upcoming years. Because in every type of challenge, you can say, or learning opportunity, that's how I like to word it. Challenges, they help you learn if you take the time to learn something. So I like to use these learning challenges or these learning opportunities to be able to not only help me grow, but help you grow too. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background story before I go on to my next errand. My goal is to save everything to that flash drive, head to Kinko's, and then I'm gonna go and work out in the middle of the day. One of my things that I'm aiming to do right now is get me back into my workout routine, because I feel like in this industry we give and nurture and take care of so many other people, but we don't take care of ourselves. So one of the things that makes me happy is going to work out. So I am going to go work out with my homegirl, and I will probably take you and let you see some of what we do, but I'm going to let you at least see the space because it's an awesome space. I love the routine, and I'm just ready to get this day continue to go. So I did want to share with y'all like the second thing that really helped me with shifting my mindset from like that survival mindset was to surround myself with other like-minded people and allow for someone to hold me accountable. I've always had accountability partners and it helped me. I'm definitely confident in saying that I would have fell more into like this dark place if I did not have accountability partners. But by shifting and giving people updates weekly, that really helped me with not just setting a goal and singing in the back of my mind like this isn't going to work, because that's what was happening. It was like I was setting these goals, but then I really didn't think I was going to hit them. So what I did was like weekly just get excited about how much we were growing, thinking about what I can do to be consistent so that I could hit those goals. And the third thing about that with having accountability is that I also had accountability with my vendors. I let them know what I was up to. I got them re-engaged and excited about all the great plans that are happening with Luxgiving. So it's hot as all get out here in Dallas. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to go head to my partner's place, and I'll share with y'all the third thing that helped me with going from that like survival mode mindset and going forward, really getting excited about life again. That workout totally kicked my butt. I wasn't able to actually record it, but afterwards I went and had lunch with my homegirl. Not lunch, well, I went to get juice with one of my homegirls, so I was able to show the video from that, just so you can get a little bit of a sneak peek. But one of the first things that helped me with shifting from like that survival mindset to a thriving mindset was just one, being honest that that's where I've been at. Because the biggest thing was that I wasn't present. Like as much of personal development and self-help and acknowledgement as I do, I still wasn't present to the fact that I have been surviving, and I stopped being proactive with coming up with different events for my clients. I stopped doing outreach. I kind of was like somewhat gave up, but I still was present, but I wasn't just setting goals and just excited because I knew I was going to hit them. I actually was setting goals with fear that was going to actually go through. So the first thing that really helped me was just being present to the fact that, or honoring myself that, what, the last couple of years have been hard. It's okay. Everyone's business has been affected different ways, but the good thing about it is that things are shifting and things are shaping into something different. And so I am grateful for going through the ugly parts of entrepreneurship in the last couple of years, because there were some pretty bad parts. And now I'm off to this next part of my journey that I'm really actually pretty excited about here. I jumped out and got this co-work space. I've met some really awesome people, which seeing them shift over the last couple of years, or just not last couple of years, but the last couple of months of knowing them, actually inspired me. It was exactly what I needed to get focused again and to just renew the vigor that I used to have. But I am grateful for that. Now I have to go to the store to get some groceries for the cooked dinner tonight, but I am going to bring y'all along with me with doing that. I'm leaving here early today because it's dead, as you can see. There's not a lot of people in here. Everything I need to cook dinner tonight. I'm gonna try a new recipe. And as I was driving here, I was thinking some more about this journey, about like how I was able to really go from, just feeling discouraged about where my business was and going somewhere new. All right, so today's been a long day. I am finally home, got food in the oven. But I wanted to share with y'all before I start wrapping up the day, what was that final breakthrough that helped me with going from being in a survival mindset to really getting back in the game and in charge. And that was not being afraid to set goals. And it didn't matter how close I got to it, because what had me discouraged through this pandemic was setting goals and I wasn't hitting them, but then I made it mean that I was a failure. I was thinking I was failing with my business. I felt as if nothing was happening and I wasn't able to celebrate the progress. But now the shift that I was able to make was to realize that in order to not just be beating up on myself, I had to change how I saw my business. I had to be bold with my goals and play full out, because just how I shared on the previous part was that I had to be accountable, allow people to hold me accountable, and not have that fear just going in the back of my mind. Because the hardest part about being an entrepreneur isn't always knowing what to do. The quick, the fun, the great app and the processes, they're important. But the biggest part that can change how your business is going is all about how you're working on your mindset. And I hope that in the next couple of weeks, I'll even share some of the books that helped me with shifting just over the years with being an entrepreneur and a leader. And I'm sorry, my arm is shaking. I went to work out today and I am sore. I'm sore. But I just hope that there's something you can get out of this to just let go. Like being in survival and reactive in your business, it won't help you. And if you had to be in that place just for a moment, it served you for that moment, but it's time for you to get out of it. You deserve to hit your goals. You deserve to have the kind of business that you desire. You deserve to have everything that you desire. I would love to know. Comment below and just let me know, like, have you realized or have you noticed any mindset shifts that had to occur for you from 2020 to now? We'll have like 5 months left in this year, and I know that you can turn things around, and I look forward to sharing more videos like this